Welcome to WBLN. On today's episode, Belen promotes mental health awareness on campus,
Homecoming week is right around the corner.
and big headlines making waves nationally and internationally. This and more coming up now. What's up, Wolverines? I'm Javier Carreño.
And I'm Simon Incapié.
Here's your news for today. The Belen School Counseling Department set up tables during all lunch blocks this week with resources, information, and even games to promote stress management and healthy coping skills. Mental health is a big deal for high schoolers. More than 1 in 3 students report feeling sad or hopeless. That's why the goal of the event was to spread awareness, reduce stigma, and remind us that it's always okay to ask for help. Students who stopped by the table got to play games and pick up tips to keep their mind healthy and strong.
Next week is Homecoming week, a tradition at Belen since the school first opened its doors here in Miami. It's one of the most exciting weeks of the year, filled with school spirit, fun activities, and Wolverine pride. Here's the schedule of events. On Monday, we start off with Adam Sandler Day. Then on Tuesday, we move on to Country vs. Country Club. On Wednesday's Jersey Day. On Thursday's Laundry Day. And we end off on Friday with Belen gear. Remember to wear blue and gold. And Javi, I hear there's a lot of events obviously to choose from to be your favorite. Which one would you choose?
I think for sure my favorite event that we have planned is going to be Monday, Adam Sandler Day. I mean, it has potential that if all the students actually do the theme, it could be the best team Belen's had in forever.
I couldn't agree more, Javi.
Now to some national news. Disney ABC is pulling the plug on Jimmy Kimmel Live. The late night show will be off the air indefinitely following a controversy over Jimmy Kimmel's remarks about conservative activist Charlie Kirk, alleged killer. During his Monday monologue, Kimmel suggested Kirk's alleged killer might have been a pro-Trump Republican. The network's Wednesday announcement came after a reaction from the chairman of the Federal Communications Commission. Brandon Carr, appointed to the FCC by President Donald Trump, told a podcaster his agency could take action against Disney and ABC over Kimmel's comments. Carr suggested that ABC affiliate licenses could be revoked if no action was taken. The network's announcement came after Nexstar, which owns dozens of ABC affiliates, said it would not air Kimmel's program for the foreseeable future. ABC did not immediately respond to a request for further comment. Kimmel's representatives also had no comment as of Wednesday evening.
It looks like TikTok will stay in the USA. A deal to sell the majority of the platform's U.S. assets to American investors is expected to be finalized between President Donald Trump and Chinese leader Xi Jinping. This proposal will allow TikTok to stay operational in the U.S. during the Biden administration. A bipartisan law that banned TikTok unless it handed over at least 80% of its assets to U.S. operators made it through Congress. But President Trump halted the ban several times while a deal was pursued. Since nothing has been finalized, the terms of the apparent agreement have not been disclosed.
What's good, Wolverines? I'm Tatico Martinez. In football news, the Belen Jesuit varsity team dominated last night with a huge 48-0 win over Bridge Prep Academy. The Wolverines controlled the game from start to finish, with the offense pinning on touchdowns and the defense keeping Bridge Prep scoreless. Running back Eddie Puyez had an amazing game, scoring a touchdown late in the game, while Jose Batista threw 2 touchdowns. On defense, Nick Guerra and Sebastian Zuniga led the team with multiple tackles, and Marcel Nardinho and Lucas Carrillo added an interception to seal the shutout. It was a complete team victory. Congratulations to the Wolverines on the big win.
I thought it was a good example of what we can do when we play 4 quarters. There was a lot of opportunities where the defense had to get a stop, offense had to score, and both, came through. When we play 4 quarters and it's complementary football, us getting short fields, right? Defense giving us a short field on offense, and then us finishing the drives with points is important. And then, spreading the ball around, like tailbacks can get the ball, receivers can get the ball, making sure that everyone's involved in the offense, when we can sustain drives and have multiple play drives and keep the defense fresh. So it was good to see them play that way. I feel great. You know, I think the kids are excited. You know, I think they've worked really hard. They want to see the return on investment, and they're seeing, you know, their hard work pay off. We prepare 12 months out of the year for these 10 opportunities. So watching them have fun, you know, as the games are progressing and them applying the stuff that they're being coached to do on the field and them having success is it's a lot of fun.
On Thursday Night Football, the Buffalo Bills defeated the Miami Dolphins 31-21. Josh Allen led the team with 213 passing yards and 3 touchdowns, while running back James Cook added 108 yards on the ground and a touchdown. For Miami, Tua threw for over 146 yards and 2 touchdowns, including strikes to Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, but also had an interception during a clutch moment. The Bills outgained the Dolphins on offense and controlled the game from start to finish, improving to 3-0 on the season while Miami dropped to 0-3. For the first time in history, College Game Day comes down to Miami for the UM versus UF game this Saturday at 7:30. Make sure to tune in. That's all for your sports for today. Now let's go back to the guys on the desk.
With this investment, Microsoft is making Wisconsin the home of the most powerful data center in the world.
Governor Evers joined Microsoft officials today, announcing an additional $4 billion investment towards the Mount Pleasant Data Center, with what is being labeled as the world's biggest data center. This project plans to make Wisconsin a leader in powering artificial intelligence. Leaders say the project is creating thousands of jobs throughout the state, but it's still getting its share of criticism.
Some people are concerned about the negative impact the center could have on the environment. According to Microsoft officials, the company has also committed to building a second data center, similar in size and cost, around the same area.
That's all your news for today. Stay safe
And stay golden, Wolverines.